this lesson is going to focus on ethics and expectations for both listeners and speakers. Ethical expectations for listeners. Number 1, you're expected to give full attention to the speaker. That is why during this course, if you are caught with your cell phone out during another speaker's speech, your grade will suffer because you are not practicing ethical listening. So when you come to class on speech night, be sure that as an audience member, you are giving your full attention to every speaker who comes to the stage. 2, you're expected to not be a distraction to the speaker. Since many of you will be first-time speakers, this course will not allow you to eat or drink during speech nights when speeches are being performed. With that said, you will have many opportunities during the multiple breaks to have a snack or to grab a drink. But nothing will be accepted or tolerated that could be deemed a distraction to any of the speakers. Also, during the persuasive speeches for this course, you are expected to hold off judgment until the very end of the speech. It may be difficult, but you are expected to work through your personal filters in order to achieve full listening for every speech. Ethical expectations for speakers. You are expected to rehearse your speech multiple times throughout the course. If you deliver a poor speech and I ask you, how often did you practice? And you tell me a few times, then you have broken your ethical code by not rehearsing enough in order to bring us a fully developed speech. Number 2, you are expected to be authentic in your speech. You will not be delivering a speech that's known for memorization or that is a famous speech. You will be delivering your own personal speeches in which you will write and practice. Number 3, you may use quotes during your speeches. Just be sure to give credit where credit is due. If you quote material, be sure to tell us who originally had the idea or originally said the quote. Number 4, don't lie or offer false claims in order to try to persuade your audience or to get them to like you. If it is ever discovered that you lied during a speech, it will look poorly on you not only for that speech, but for all speeches to come afterwards. And above all, this course is for you to improve on your speaking skills. Therefore, you are expected to take a look at your speech rubric after every week and to show improvements in areas where you are lacking in skill. Code of Professional Ethics. Number 1, you need to think about everything you say. You have to take responsibility to tell the truth. If you mislead your audience, they will not listen to you again. And if this were to be a speech that you delivered for your squadron or for your future company, now all those audience members will have not only a poor image of you, but also a poor image of your company. Understand your audience. Throughout your life, when you are given the opportunity to do briefings or presentations, you will see that your audience members will change from presentation to presentation. You have a duty to understand the needs or wants of those audience members and to adjust your speech accordingly. For example, when I was an education advisor, I spoke about education benefits to multiple groups. It would be unfair for me to work on just one presentation and to deliver it to these many different groups. It would not make sense for me to give a presentation on the importance of CLEPing out of your CCAF to a group of officers. For one, they cannot CLEP, and for two, they do not work on a CCAF degree. If I were to deliver that presentation to them, none of my audience members would listen to me or take me seriously. So you must understand your audience members and what they need to learn from you. Plagiarism. This is where you quote or you paraphrase and you do not give credit to the original thinking or posting. Sometimes it can be by accident, but many times students will plagiarize a speech or a paper in hopes of A, getting a good grade, and B, cutting that workload short. First of all, plagiarism will affect you. If you are caught plagiarizing with UMUC, you stand the chance of being removed from the school. Make sure that during your speeches, if you quote or you paraphrase someone else's idea, that you give that credit to the original person. Make sure in your speeches that you have a clear goal. Your meaning and the purpose for that speech should be very clear. When using research, be sure to give accurate information. Statistics and expert witnesses are good resources to reach to. Make sure that you don't rely on what you think or what your opinion is without having something to back up your opinion. Speak credibly. This lets listeners know why you are qualified to speak on the topic. It could be based off of the fact that you were the one that did the research, or that you have the experience in the field. We have covered our portion of this course covering ethics, both for listeners and for speakers.